Hello, and welcome to the CatCast. Here, as always, is your host, Cat Kennison, to bring you another thrilling podcast. Very worked up this morning. I was, and most of you would, if you were on the app, you got to see Cat at his most worked up he's probably been in a long time. Anyways, I regret getting that worked up, but it really irked me. So we're going to talk about that today. What sets off people? It's always different for different people, and I got set off today, and we'll talk about it. I thought this would be a good podcast. I've got plenty to say about this, and I think it'll be interesting and thought-provoking, and I don't know, something that I want to talk about, so I'm going to do it. So this morning, I woke up to hearing White House press briefing. The way I like to hear them, though, actual questions being answered instead of somebody just looking in a binder for an answer to give a canned answer, basically, that anybody could have give. We could have AI give us that canned answer. We're looking for actual substantive content, and that's what we get now from the White House. Anyways, I loved hearing about it, and I wanted to talk to somebody that actually was also watching it. So I go to my quote-unquote friend's channel, and I notice right away that Mr. D-Man, as we've talked about him before, but I'm really about ready to say his name, was in there but on mute. And I thought, well, I hope this will be okay with me to talk to my friend. You know, it is his channel, by the way. Because this other gentleman, D-Man, if he made a channel, nobody would go to it because of this person's personality. Anyways, I proceeded to talk with my friend for a few key-ups until all of a sudden I end up beep in the DM, which set me off because, again, I was just talking to my friend there. We weren't arguing or anything, and I was kicked out because that person doesn't like me. There's no other reason. Or I'd like to know what it was. Anyways, I fly off the handle at this point because I'm like, this isn't that person's channel. They need to respect the boundaries that person has set up, and they refuse to. And so I go off at my friend for putting this person in a position of power where they should not be in a position of power because they have so much of a issue in their head with anybody. They can't actually observe the rules that somebody puts in place for their channel. Now, my friend proceeded to come back at me and saying one of my admins was out of control. But I'm like, if I tell one of my admins something, they listen to me. But it doesn't seem that if you tell your admin something that they listen, because the ones you pick are not people of integrity. And that's all it comes down to, sir. So I'm going to stay very calm here and explain my case as I've been doing. But what pissed me off the most is I wanted to go talk to my friend about politics there, not bother anybody else there, and I wasn't allowed to do that. And then I get blamed for my admin's actions, and I'm like, no, this is your admin that is causing all the issues. If I tell my admins to do something and they are insubordinate about it, that's grounds for suspension, and then a vote on whether they should remain as an admin. Basically, it's the way I do it. You've had this person not listen to you multiple times, Mr. E-Man, and you still put them back in place. I don't know why, unless you're glutton for punishment. But I no longer want to have anything to do with your channel now if this is the kind of adminship you're going to have people do. And I feel very comfortable in my stance in this argument that I am making. I may have went off overboard, but you know, this has happened over and over, and you just keep letting the guy be in position where he's going to throw his power around unnecessarily. But my guy is the problem. When all my guy is doing is looking out for the welfare of the channel or myself. Your guy doesn't seem to be doing that. He seems to be doing whatever he wants, whatever makes him feel good. And he wants to use his position of power against people he does not like. So I won't be coming to your channel anymore. I'll take it off my list if it ever shows up again. And I'm not going to have anything to do with it or talk about it anymore. I have made up my mind. You've made your decision. And you did what a Democrat would do. You put a bad person in charge. You don't want to take any blame for the bad person in charge. And you're the one in charge. You're like Tim Waltz. And all the fraud underneath you is because you put this person in charge. So I don't know why when I said you're a Democrat and you said low blow, it's the truth. You are acting like a Democrat. Take responsibility for your actions. You need to remove that person from an adminship. Just my opinion. Do whatever you want. Like I said, it doesn't matter to me. At this point, I don't ever want to come to your channel again. I don't really want to have anything to do with you, because you should have basically kicked them at that point and then put me back on channel. I haven't seen you do that. So in my mind, you've sided with them, which is fine. Do it. I guess you enjoy their company more. All right. I guess, you know, you talked this over with our friend, you know, and she's going to be all cool with this as well, because I see this affecting our relationship as well as my friendship with her. But you don't care about that. Like I said, you only care about ratings, trying to make your channel whatever it is, no matter the people that you hurt along the way. Like me. When all I want to do is come talk to somebody about politics that I used to talk to my dad about before he passed away. Somebody that knows what they're talking about. And because this other person doesn't like me, they kick me out. And where's my defense from you? I don't get any. You know, and you knew this person was going to do this. This person has a hard-on for hating me and other people. This person cannot compartmentalize issues. They do not know how to separate themselves from it. And no matter what, they're always going to do this. You should already know that. So why would you put somebody in this position? So hopefully it's doing great wonders for your channel. But like I said, I want nothing to do with it anymore. I think a lot of the people that come to my channel are going to want nothing to do with it. And to tell you the truth, I'm going to tell everybody, I don't decide where people go. But I'm going to say, don't talk to that person about anything that goes on in our channel. I don't want any more stuff going on between us. I want to treat it like you're dead to me. And I just don't want to deal with it anymore. Because at this point, I'm frustrated beyond the point of reconciliation. Because it seems like you care more about other stuff than about your friends. So I have big issues with that, because the only reason I'm in here is for my friends. That's the only reason I'm here. I'll defend them to the hilt. Someone goes attacking them. So, yeah. I was hurt quite a bit this morning. Everybody knows. I don't go off like that. But it's very hurtful. Because I wanted to have this friendship. But it seems that the other person doesn't want it as much as I do. And at a certain point, you got to then understand that it's not going to work then. It's like a one-way friendship. I'm putting forth all the effort, and I don't see any effort by the other friend. You know, when I told him how upset I was, I got a ha text back. I'm like, that's interesting. Then they start to try to understand what's going on, but the first text back is ha. And I was pissed off. I said the F word probably 30 times. I was so mad. And I had to vent it. And I apologize for doing that. Apologize to you, Lord. It was very oncoming of the cat to get that enraged. But I was so frustrated when you think you have a friendship that's very deep and strong, and you realize you don't. I do with a lot of other people. I know I got a person with the name starts with a B that backs me a lot. Another person starts with an M, backs me a lot. Another person starts with an A, backs me a lot. Person starts with a P, backs me a lot. And person name starts with an L, backs me a lot. And that means a lot to Kat. And I appreciate it. And maybe I don't show it all the time, but I love all my admins, and I love everybody that hangs out on my channel. You guys make life worth living. You guys make me want to get up every day. Most people know first thing I do is get on the app before I even go and pee, because I like it. I like talking to people. I like communication. Makes me feel less lonely. So, yeah. Again, I apologize for being out of character this morning. But you can see when Kat tries to be someone else's friend and it's not reciprocated, at least I didn't feel it was being reciprocated, I can really kind of lose my cool. And I shouldn't. But I didn't hit anything. I didn't do anything violent. I just swore a bunch and got that energy out, and without hurting myself or anything else, and that was good. And I feel much better now, because now I know that it's this other person causing me this anguish, and I was inviting it in instead of just separating from it. So it was my fault, I guess, thinking I could even go down there and talk to that person. I should have known better, which I do now. I understand that my friendship that I had with that friend apparently does not, I told people do not kick him when he's in my room if I'm talking to him. And everybody has honored that. But when I go to his room, it is not honored, or he doesn't even ask that of his admins. Even when I went to talk to his niece, a big deal was made about it later. And like I said, and then he still brings the person back if they went off in a huff off of that. I'm like, if you're not even going to listen to your own niece, I don't know why you would listen to Kat, Your own niece is telling you need to get rid of this guy, and you keep bringing him around. I can't help you anymore. It's like, I guess if she wants to talk to me, she'll have to get her own phone and get on our channel and talk to us that way, because I can't come to your channel anymore, and you're not coming to mine anymore. Like I said, if I don't get the same respect to your channel, then you're not getting it on mine. So don't come anymore. It's either a two-way friendship or no friendship. There is no more of this hiding behind whatever, you know. Because like I said, my admins respect what I say, and if they don't, they're going to get suspended. Your admins just blow off whatever you say and do what they want. So it is what it is. Whenever I come in there and talk to Henry, I don't have an issue. Henry doesn't have an issue with me. But the people that you put in power do. And they're not good people. For that person to get me so irate today is just ridiculous. Because all I want to do is talk to you about the White House press briefing. You know? That's all I wanted to do. And only get like 3 comments before your admin decides he gets off mute and he can't handle me talking to the owner of the channel. You know? And when I disappeared, did you even know? Did he even tell you? Did you not know until I told you? Like I said, you have shady people that you're putting in charge, but you want to pick on my people that listen to me. I've only been on the app 3.5, going on 4 years now pretty soon. But I don't know what I'm talking about. You haven't even hit a year yet, but apparently you know what you're doing. Well, like I said, you're burning bridges with people that it's hard to burn bridges with. Cat's a pretty... I don't like to burn bridges. But I pretty much started dismantling this bridge. I don't really want to burn it. I just want to take my wood back up and use it for something else. You know, burning it's kind of a waste of wood. So I'll just take it back. You know, there's a story where Alexander the Great, they were going to Britannica. Before it was Britain, it was Britannica. They just built a bridge across the English Channel to the other side, and they rode across on their horses to the Britannica, explored what they did as the tribes there stayed back, not wanting to engage in a force that just built a bridge, you know, out of what was available to them, no time, marched across. You know, they didn't build boats, they built a bridge, you know. I mean, talk about a way to do it. We're going to bridge it over. Then, after they explored it and said, okay, nobody's fighting us, they went back, disassembled the bridge so nobody could return after them, and went back. Now that's a show of force, that's a show of power. And, yeah, I like it. So we built this bridge, and now we're taking our bridge back down because we don't want to have anything to do with you if you don't want to have something to do with us. You know? I feel pretty good about it. I'm pretty calm now. I was worked up this morning, though. If you were on the app this morning, and some of my friends got to see some of the texts and some of the voice memos that I sent, because I wanted them to hear, the person to hear how upset I was that my friendship was not, didn't mean anything to him, basically. Not enough to do anything about it. Not, you know, like I said, I just disappeared. Hear the beep down into the DM. Like, what the F? You know? What the F? I'm just gone. You know? And no explanation. You know? So I know it was D-Man. I know who it was. And this guy acts like he's the biggest, toughest dude on the block. But he's not. Does he confront me on the app? Does he say, what are you doing in here, cat? Blah, blah, blah. Try to fight with me? No. Because he knows he'll lose his argument. He knows he looks shallow and hollow and weak. A man like this that only has the muscles can't fight a verbal argument. They're weak. They only know how to fight with their fists. They don't have the intellectual prowess to fight with their mind. What is mightier, the pen or the sword? You know. Well, to our D man, he would say the sword, but I would say the pen. How many deals has Trump got done with the pen? Lots. Only one we didn't get done was Maduro, and then we had to bomb Iran because they didn't want to do one with the pen. Well, lots of other deals been done with the pen. You only hear about the ones that aren't done with the pen because they're a much bigger deal. You know, dropping bombs or going in and taking somebody into custody. You know. Yeah. The parallels on politics and what happens in the real world in my life are so similar, you know? And the guy doesn't even realize that he was acting like a Democrat. Doesn't even realize that. Doesn't want to take any culpability. Nope, not my fault. Your fault. You got that other person in your channel causing all the issues. I'm like, well, they don't seem to be causing issues. Actually, it seems like your guy's causing all the issues. You know? Like I said, I wouldn't even went to his channel. If this person would just respond Texas or something, I could have texted him and said, meet me on a neutral channel. But why do we have to go to a neutral channel? Why do we even have to go to a neutral channel? Because his admins, you know, my admins listen. They may not like my decisions, but they'll listen to them. They may say you're making the wrong decision. They may try to change my mind, but they still honor what I say. That's how you run leadership. You try to change someone's mind, but you listen to what they say. You know? You advocate, but accept. And then if it turns out I'm wrong, like it looks like, and they were right all along, they get to wag their finger and see, I told you. But my people are so nice they won't do that. But they'll think it, and they know it, and I know it. They were right. They were right. I was wrong. And I'll admit it. I was wrong. I thought he was my friend. Turned out he's not. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing, whatever you want to say. A Democrat pretender. He's not righteous in what he does. He's okay with people doing evil in his name, or otherwise he wouldn't have the people on that channel. He lets them fool them way more times than Cat. Like, there's no way I would let myself get fooled anymore by D-Man. And I can't believe that my friend has let him fool him again. So if they think that I am naive, then I'm sorry, E-Man, you're the most naive person on the planet. If you thought that that person was ever going to abide by what you told them. And why are you running a channel if you're not the head of it then? You might as well let it be his channel. Say, hey, let's just call it, it'll just be your channel and we'll call it Eggman. You know? Just let it be on his. He has a dual mic. Make him the boss of it all. Why don't you do that? Since he is anyways. Just let him be the boss of it all. See how long it lasts before he destroys it. Yeah. It's already destroyed in my opinion. Like I said, the numbers aren't there. You're not going to have the numbers because it's just your entertainment is not entertainment, it's drama. And drama only provides so much entertainment. You know? It gets old and stale after a while. And boring. Cat keeps it fresh. Entertaining. Engaging. People, new people all the time, coming in, being part of it. We don't attack. We don't put down. We have a good time. You know? The problem with D-Man is he did not understand. We did not try to hurt him. It just wasn't a mesh, you know? And we were so kind in trying to tell him. Even my friend that you complain about said, it just isn't working. It's nobody's fault. But he didn't want to take that. He didn't want to take that. He doesn't blend. And he's not blending anywhere he goes, to tell you the truth. Do you think he's blending anywhere? No. He is abrupt and abrasive. You know? He wants you to mold to him. He's like Sharia law. He wants to bring that into your place instead of just adapting and melting into your pot. He doesn't want to do that. And it took me a while to realize how abrasive a person he is, but I've realized it, and I don't know why you haven't, and why you keep going on, you know? He's not a person that when I used to know him as a Mr. Cool guy, he's not that person anymore. I don't know. Maybe he's getting a little senile, but he used to be much more laid back, and now he's very aggressive and like, he's kind of like a mean drunk, but not drunk. Like he doesn't drink, but he's like a mean drunk. It's the only way I can describe D-Man. He's a person that is drunk off of maybe testosterone, and like his whole self-worth is in his body, and maybe because he's getting older and he knows his body is getting weaker, or his mind. You know what really happens is your mind gets, either your body gets weak or your mind gets weak. Maybe his mind is getting weak because he's worked so much on his body. You know, that's what usually happens. I know a lot of people, their body great shape, and then their mind goes. And you got other people, their body's not in great shape, but their mind is 100% there. So I think he's losing his mind, to tell you the truth. I don't know. I think he's in his 70s maybe. My boss, they start to get very, I don't know what the word for it is, but my boss one time just went off on one of our clients, and I remember him telling me never to treat clients that way. And even his wife was there, was like, couldn't believe it. And we ended up losing a lot of business because of that. And then if I ever brought it up, he got way upset to the point where he's like, "You ever bring that up again, you can go home for the rest of the day." And my mom, I told my mom later that, she's like, "Well, you got a way to get out of work if you need to get out of work because he's driving you nuts." And I said, "Yeah, that's true." I was like, "The only reason I brought it up though is because he's constantly picking on me, saying I'm the reason we lost work." And it's like, "No, you are." I was just saying you, not me. But then I realized he had to whoop on somebody. He couldn't blame himself. So I was whooping boy. You know, back in the day when you had a king and a prince, you couldn't beat the prince. They had a boy that they whooped instead when the prince was bad. Makes no sense, right? You're not punishing the person that actually does the bad. Unless that person has a conscience and sees that person getting whooped, you know, it doesn't affect them. Like it would affect me. I'd be like, "Oh, that's awful." But a person that has no conscience, they don't care. You know, so it doesn't work if you have a person that doesn't care about somebody else. You know. Well, we're just about out of time here at the CatCast, and I like to wrap it up right on time nowadays. So when I start to get close and I look over, I'm like, okay, we're getting close to running out of time. I start wrapping it up. This was a great CatCast. I want to tell you, I want to thank you all for being here. I stayed calm throughout the entire episode, but I still think it's very entertaining and engaging. You'll have to let me know in your comments and let me know what you think, but I think this was a good episode. I think I explained myself, and I feel pretty good about where I'm coming from, and I hope I made myself clear to everybody else. This is what we do here. We talk about being actually practicing and being good, not just preaching it, okay? And that's what we're going to do. We're not going to rely on other people and what they do. We're going to maintain doing things the right way. We help people. We don't discriminate. We don't push people away. We help people. That's what we do. And that's what I do here at the CatCast. I'm helping you. I'm helping myself. I'm putting it out there for people to listen to. It's entertaining. It's engaging. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be coming and listening. I want to thank all my subscribers for being subscribers. I really enjoy you guys being here. It is a great place to be. I will keep bringing out content. You can guarantee a video a day. I'm going to try to do a video a day. And I'm trying to keep it to one video and just making that the best video I can. That's all I can promise. Didn't have a cat today. Sorry about that. She went out on the porch. But she's coming in because the motorcycle went by and it scared the crap out of her. All right, we're running out of time, so I'm going to have to see you guys tomorrow, okay? Cha-ba-cha. Bye now.